Hello, lovelies. Happy Friday. Happy end of March. Happy Aries season. Happy Mars is out of Gemini and into Cancer. Happy all the ingresses are over in March. Happy, I hope this time together in this community for the next hour and a half empowers us all, because you know, I'm getting the emails, the sessions are happening, and I'm personally, and all of my friends also, I just feel like we have all felt such big shifts in such a small amount of time. So I'm hoping this is a little helpful, a little comforting, a little escapism, and a lot of empowerment. Hello, beautiful humans. I'm going to do just 15 minutes of the yes or no questions because I have been doing live mini reads on my channel. If this is the first time you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I do live mini reads, not just like a yes or no, but actual, I do, whenever I feel gratitude, I give back. I believe our energy is all part of like a spiritual ecosystem, if you will. So, and then I had still a list of 20 that I didn't even get to yet from the last two times. So, I'm going to do it again Sunday. So I'm just going to do 15 minutes yes or no tonight. And if I've done a mini read for you in the last 2 weeks, or we've done a reading, then I'm just asking that you let the people that have not had the chance or aren't available during the week to let them have their chance at look like Forrest Gump waving. Let them have their chance at having a question answered if you can. I'm very happy to be here with you all. I'm trying to think if there's any announcements. The lovely Connie Jo Skywalker may be joining us on Sunday for live mini reads. Not doing astrological live mini reads. They're just channeled live mini reads. Not just, but just not doing astrology that day. I believe that I am joining my friend's podcast tomorrow on metaphysical meanderings. I will post that up in the community, so you can show that some love and support if you like tomorrow. Just a guest. Tomorrow morning, Connie Jo and I were talking about so many subjects that have been coming up with these hard transits to do more videos on. But please always leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see. Dana, you are definitely on the list of people that I know as soon as that I had down that you were in the first one and didn't ask a question. And I would love your, if you're around on Sunday, you're literally on the can cut the line list because I know you were waiting the first time. I've been very diligent. My Virgo rising kept a list of everyone that was in or didn't get to ask a question because I tapped out at 2 hours of live mini reads in and out of everyone's energy and seeing spots. That's when I called it quits. But leave us comments on what you guys want to see. We have a million ideas, but of course we want it to be something you're really interested in. I just want to take a moment because I don't think that there is... Give me a second. I don't think that there isn't any one of us who are tired at finding out the ages of the dead children in school shootings. And I just want to take a moment and say, like, I understand sending like thoughts and prayers, but like, I hope that you all are inspired to write, call, make a difference. We vote with our dollars every day, but we need a change. I wish I could remember the gentleman's name that had a tweet, but I'm saddened by the idea that we live in a world where the top of the totem pole isn't morality that makes us protect our kids. I don't know who's the kids and elderly are our most vulnerable parts of our community. You know, it's time. So I hope you will all use your voice in a way, and make no mistake, we don't have to wait till a midterm or an election to let the legislators know how we feel. I hope we do more than just put memes up on social media, and I hope we're all doing more than saying thoughts and prayers, because the thing is that we do have power. The people making laws and passing laws have power. They're choosing not to use it in a way that protects our children without hurting their pockets. I think that we can adjust things. I don't think it has to be extremism. I don't think the extremism of saying, well, if we do that, then everybody loses because there's no freedom or liberty. It doesn't have to be that extremism, but it's time to do something. Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius is very much indeed power to the people. I'm not sure that we get there by just softly requesting our power back. But there's more of us, I believe, that care, that do have children's safety on the top of our moral totem pole. It's now replaced the number one ways that children and teens die over cars and any other possible reason that, God forbid, somebody loses a child. So that's my 5 minutes. That's my 2 cents on that. I hope you will write, and telling them that you want them to do better is probably not as effective as telling them that you're going to find a politician who will do better, and that you will campaign for them, and you will write ads for them, and that you will financially support them. Hit them where it hurts. Letting them know you won't vote, that's important. But helping them be beaten is more important. That holds a lot more weight, quite honestly. So I care. I care enough to say the uncomfortable things. I care enough to say the uncomfortable things during sessions, and I care enough to say the uncomfortable things during videos. So I would be remiss and not fulfilling my spiritual duties to be a little bit of a, I don't know what you want to call it, but to say the uncomfortable thing when it comes to protecting our kids. So please do find out who votes a certain way. There's plenty of resources now. We can find out who takes money from what lobbyists. We can find out what they've invested in. For anyone interested, you can email me and I will tell you the names of those websites. But you can also look on TikTok. There are apps set up so you can see who is investing their money in what, and if that is swaying our lawmaking more than being for the people, by the people. So I hope you will all act. I hope you will all threaten to campaign and contribute to their opponent that is in favor of some kind of fucking reform, because I fear that before we have reform, we will have more news of more like we dealt with this week. So while my love and my heart and my healing goes to those families, I want to do more than just sending Reiki by being vocal. It's a very little platform, but shame on me if I don't use it responsibly. Okay. All right. That being said, I think that is the end of my announcements, and I hope you all will join me on Sunday, and even if you've had a reading, that you'll support the energy for other people to have little mini readings. And you know, you're already on YouTube, so if you want to book a reading with me, or you want to do one of the really cool sessions with Connie Jo and I together, that's all on the website, SuzzyEvolutionary.com. You know where all the buttons are. All right. I love you guys so very much. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so let's start with Aries. I think last week we decided the Oracle card was so backing up the tarot that instead of saying one is the sun and one is the moon, we're not going to do that, because it feels like Spirit really had a much more definitive idea of how they wanted to get messages through. So we're just saying we're going to start with Aries. And we're going to just do a tarot and an oracle. Take it if it resonates. Whether you have any Aries placements or you have first house placements, take it if it resonates, and don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. You're never supposed to make information that anyone who channels or is supposed to be getting a message through you be a messenger from your divine team for you. I serve you all. I serve Spirit and I serve you all. I am a messenger, right? So never try to take something that a messenger gives you and make it fit, and never let it make you fearful. If it's making you fearful, it's probably not the right message. So we're going to do Aries first. I saw a couple of comments about the podcasting. I'm just going to, I'm going to hit up my friend and the amazing Lana and just double check what the exact deets are, and then I promise I will put it up on the community page. All right, so we are taking cards for Aries or first house. And we can see what other countries have done. And they're not the worst for it. There's other data other than opinion that we can see clearly that there is room for change. Just have to get it done. Okay, so Aries, very interesting. We have the King of Swords, and I usually like a King of Swords. Although he tries to think his feelings, he's pretty, as long as he knows what his feelings are, and I say he, but as long as they know what their feelings are, the King of Swords character, personality, they're going to express it, and they're going to express it pretty directly, but with integrity and honesty and authenticity and ethics, right? But they can kind of try to think their feelings, you know, which if you're a big mushy Cancer like me, you're like, oh, come on. So for Aries, we have this King of Swords. We see the eyes are closed. This is very interesting, I find. Almost like it's really drawing attention to that third eye and the overthinking. All the flames, all the activity, all the movement around closing our eyes and not looking with our physical eyes, but looking with that third eye is really seeming to be a message. I grabbed these cards because that's what I was led to grab. So this King of Swords is very unique that way. This other card is actually, it's called the Wise Fox in this deck. This is the Fountain deck. It's the Fountain deck. I'm pretty sure it's called the Fountain deck, right? No, this isn't the Fountain deck. Which deck is this? The Mystical Dream Tarot. That's what this is. It's the Mystical Dream Tarot. And in that deck, the death card is called the Wise Fox, which I kind of quite like a little bit. So we have an angel, a reuniting with a loved one, and here's the fox kind of arranging it all. You can listen. I saw somebody say, should we listen for a rising? If you have any Aries placements, please feel free to watch this. And if it resonates and something feels like it really is for you, then it is. And if it doesn't feel like there was any information for you, don't worry about it and listen for a different placement. So we have the Wise Fox, the Death card, and the King of Swords together, especially because it feels like there is an ending being conspired for you. It's like maybe universe and your guides are conspiring to bring an ending that actually brings you, so it allows happiness or something that you deserve to come through for you. This King of Swords tells us that there is integrity needed to bring about this ending. Aries doesn't mind being direct, but this feels like possibly a hard truth. Hard truths usually do, right? Have to do with endings and whatnot. I want to pull an oracle card. Yeah. And see what else we get for this. So Aries, this is about, and you know what it is already, you know, and I think we had Jupiter, the Sun, and Chiron all having a little menage on our charts. So if you have fire placements, if you have cardinal placements, I'm sure you felt that this week. If you've been struggling with something like, do I say it? Do I not say it? Is it worth the waves it's going to make? Is it, you know, but it's truth, but is it still worth whatever it's going to bring me? Because I'm already exhausted and I don't need another thing at my feet to deal with, right? If you've been feeling kind of that, this week, and you have Aries placements or first house placements, then this is definitely directed towards you. For each person, you're going to know what that truth is. You're going to know what that truth is. I had all of that. I had all of that Sun, Chiron, Jupiter, boop, right on right on my moon and my Chiron. Wasn't fun. But there's been a lot of that. What's worth saying out loud and what's not worth saying out loud. And that's a question that you already know the answer, what that truth is for you. I am going to... Sorry, guys. Something happened with my phone. As long as you guys can all still see me. Hello, hello. All right, so let's pull an oracle for Aries. And if you're new in the say that you're new. This community is lit AF. They are awesome and they will welcome you. They will help you with any questions. Okay. Interesting. So we have patience and procrastination. I find this devastatingly accurate for Aries. As Aries develops, as Aries evolves, gets older, goes through more things in life, right? How often do we find ourselves, because our whole life, we hear we need more patience. You don't have patience. Oh my God, you're impatient, right? Blah, blah. Aries has heard everything that you could possibly hear about being impatient, right? So at what point do we overcorrect that and lead it into procrastination? When we are in what I like to lovingly call low-key depressive procrastinatory mode, when we don't feel inspired, when we are exhausted, and when we are putting something off out of dread, out of fear, out of I don't have anything left to give that situation, right? How sometimes can we possibly say, you know, I'm just working on my patience. I'm going to wait to make a decision on that because I'm working on my patience. What we're kind of doing is procrastinating. So it's inviting you to look at that sweet spot between procrastination and patience. Because, right, the overcorrection of patience is procrastination. It's just so... It's just so palpable right now with the energies, especially the energies in Aries. Somebody pointed out that it looks like that they're looking like over their shoulder or looking around. This one, she's definitely looking down. I totally get that. And I think that when we operate out of dread, out of not wanting to say the hard truth, of letting the thing in, we call it drama, but sometimes people, it's just somebody's reaction to what the truth is, right? So we procrastinate, we water down, we do all kinds of things to avoid dealing with something that's kind of inevitable. We put it off, we procrastinate because we're just effing exhausted. Whatever this is, though, that you're putting off, with the integrity, with the direct, with the truth, with the authenticity, comes the closure of something that opens up a door, Aries, for possibly for quite a bit of you, for that reunion, because that's what that card speaks of, right? Like reunion. Okay. Let's do, start lining up the ones I already used. I was not smart and I did not taking my shoes off because there's only So much room for my legs in here. Okay, under my desk. Not very, very tall, but have long legs. That makes me sound improportionate, but I don't care. All right, let's move on to Leo. How are my Leos? I go in elements. So if you are new here, I see a few new names. We go through fire, earth, air, and then water. Because those water signs, I did not have dinner. Those water signs tend to be a tad bit heavy at times. So I prefer to save them to last. Okay. Very interesting. Leo. First card out is Seven of Cups, and it is, and again, this is for any Leo placement or 5th house placements. Two cards in reverse. It's time to choose. So Leo, this is a very interesting message. First thing that came out was the Seven of Cups in reverse. Now, for me, the Seven of Cups can mean a couple of things. In a relationship reading, or if you're asking about another person, and I want cards to describe this person, this means this person cannot make up their mind, and they might have their finger in a few more pies than they should. Which is fine. If that's what you want to do, and you're being honest, and everyone in the situation is aware, that there's more than one pie involved, then we're good. Hold on one second. I don't think this cord works. Oh no, it does. Okay. Ta-da. I wanted to make sure I didn't like drop off completely. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So when I see this, this is one of two things. This is you finally having, after lots of indecision, really coming to a decided moment about something or someone. Or it's someone else who has been truly a situationship coming in and out of your life, or somebody who, so if you're cross watching and your person is a Leo, that's what this could be about. Seven of Cups in reverse is, to me, finally kind of like the player coming home and settling down, like realizing they played themselves out and deciding I just want you. This also could be you having your pick, having many options, and then feeling like there are less options to entertain. We have the High Priestess. Now, in earnest, she came out in reverse. So there is, oh gosh, I think I could do a whole video. What's the difference between intuition, gut, and our feelings, right? So like sometimes we have like just a soft spot for somebody, or feelings about somebody, or, you know, we're mush. We turn to mush for one person or another. We feel mushy about that situation. We feel like extra nurturing about that situation. That's different than your gut feeling, and that's also different from your intuition. This is your guides telling you. You might be using your brain, you might be using your gut, but you are ignoring the little red flags, the voices in your head. I think you are momentarily listening to it, and then you're overriding it either with thought or emotion. So, surprise, surprise. I don't really think that using your emotion is the same thing as using your intuition. Most of the time, those two are fighting more than any of our senses. You know, if we listen to our intuition or our first little red flags about people, a lot of us would not have the very interesting relationship and breakup stories that we have if, you know, we had gone straight to the police or we had listened to our intuition instead of our emotions. Not that emotions are bad. It's just good to tune into the whole team, right? And this is telling me that maybe that didn't happen. However, or you should be listening to it more. And what's really interesting, this is the amazing famous light seers. If you look really close at this card, let me let it focus. She's got her eyes open even when she's upside down. Now that you're getting used to it, right? So like we can see her eyes are closed here. They're closed. It looks like eyeshadow. I know. I just dated myself and let everybody know how old I was when I said if Lydia had gone straight to the police. You're needing to pay attention to your intuition. That's one message. A second message, they came out so far apart. A second message, it's either you know that some of the options you've been entertaining are not that great. It was nice to have options. Some of them are not that great. Or somebody that's been treating you like an option is making their decision. Let's get... what kind of oracle card? Would my lovely assistant that lives with me, could I get a glass of water, just regular water? It doesn't have to be ice water. I forgot to get myself one before. Tempted to take these love cards, but I'm not fully feeling it. There we go. Let's put all of these three over here. I want different ones. Let's see what we have up here. Yeah, let's do this, shall we? We are pulling from the Sacred Rebels for Leo. I'm really curious to know what thing happened, because I know Leo knows how to use their intuition. What's overriding it, or what's in the way of you fully accessing it. Hello, everyone. All right, let's... right in between. Okay. I finally got strong enough glasses. Okay, there we go. I can't see any of you, but I can see the book. I don't know if bifocals are next or what, but in the chaos of modern... oh, let me show you the card. In the chaos of modern life, the constant fluctuations of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within. Yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless, vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Within that sanctuary, sacred sound is felt rather than heard. The sacred sound is actually the reverberating heartbeat of the entire universe. Your own heart's rhythm sounds within the greater universal heartbeat. The totality of life, All of your being can be felt as one through listening to and feeling for the sacred sound. It is through this heartbeat, through this sound, that we experience a love that is more than a preference or attachment. That part was important, more than attachment. This is a love that inspires, energizes, and moves us to create. And I think that card is perfect for 5th house placements and Leo placements, because that was very something about Mary. We're all willing to, like, thank you, magic. We're all willing to work for a love where we feel unconditional towards somebody, right? But when it feels like work all the time or inhibits us from being our best selves, that's different. There should be, not that it's easy, but you should not have to feel like you have to step completely out of who you feel called to be in order to support what somebody else wants. Does that make sense? When you can't be you, when your creativity is stifled, when you feel completely drained, those are all red flags that the relationship has gone beyond it takes two and we'll work at it to you doing everyone's emotional labor. I really love that for Leo, because Leos are givers. Givers. Yes, you are. Let's throw that over here. Let's grab these. Sagittarius. Take those off. I love my hardcores that have been here for so long that when Tauruses see each other in the chat, they talk about hugs and cupcakes. Makes me happy. Thank you, Juan, for the reminder. So this is for Sagittarius or 9th house placements. So any Sag placements or any 9th house placements, if it fits, you sit, and and if it doesn't resonate, don't try to make it fit like a pair of jeans sitting in the back of your closet. Okay. I'm getting an error message, so let me know if there was like a break in the video or if there's any issues with it. All right, one more shuffle for the cheap seats in the back. I'm sure Sagittarius felt that energy this week too, because it would have been trining. Okay, well then my screen is lying to me. Okay. Ooh, okay. Are you ready, my Sagittarius loves? We have, okay, so the Hangman did come out. I was hoping it was going to be reversed because each one of them are different. Where the words are, but it is indeed Hangman. You may feel suspended, but this Empress card is here. So if you feel held up by something, in suspension, delayed, like you cannot get progress, you cannot get that push through, anything like that, don't worry, because wow, no. Hail to the na, to the na na. Whoa. Okay. I couldn't see very well, but that was a mistake. All right. This Empress card, I effing love it for you, Sagittarius. This is, especially this Empress card. She is so abundant, so fertile. This is a surplantis, self-watering Empress. And self-watering is important there because what that means is it is all within you. So while there is suspension, just know that things are slowly growing. Maybe not at the speed, maybe not like at the excitement level, maybe not at the instant gratification. Sagittarius doesn't mind a little instant gratification. But it is really, really, really growing. That is a great card to get. Let's pull an oracle for Sag. I feel like I blinded myself. And then will we be on to Earth signs? Okay. Very interesting to get this card with the Hangman for Sagittarius. Because, you know, patience is a virtue and all. Look at you like this. Look at I was gonna say like an old person, but I shouldn't say that because lots of people have like, but I probably need to go like to a proper eye doctor because it hurts me to look at you all on the screen and look at your comments with the glasses on from far away. Does that make me nearsighted? Short-sighted? One of those sighted. All right. And find that too. Hold on loosely. Here we go. Really interesting card, especially for Sagittarius. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction. Let it all go. Loosen your grip. We're cyclic beings. Amen to that. And Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people-pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty. The suspension is because I bet you any money, and I hear this and I am getting my full confirmation, Sagittarius, you're short-siding yourself. Talking about you are shorting yourself because if you moved now, you would settle less for less than this Empress. You can have whatever you want. And if you moved right now, the universe is suspending you for a reason. It's for your own good, young lady. If you move now, you're going to short yourself because there's something that you think you can't live without, but You have you. There's nothing you can't live without. I just saw a comment, and hi, Melissa. I just saw a comment in the chat that reminds me to say something that I forget every week. If you are watching right now and you want to go back to watch a sign that you missed, make sure you catch all the way up so that you don't miss any like contests and you don't miss, you know, because I said before, I'm just going to do 15 minutes at the end, but I might give something away also. Because since I'm only doing 15 minutes, because I'm going to do a whole live mini reads on Sunday. Okay. So now we have this one here. And we're on to Earth signs. Taurus. Where are my Taurians in here? Hugs and cupcakes. I have no idea what I did with those cards. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, here they are. Crazy. That's how it goes. Millions of people living as folks. All right. Taurus. Let me at ya. These are all the same. So this is great if you have any Taurus placements or you have second house placements. And also, if for some reason you're sitting here listening to Taurus and you don't have any Taurus placements, but it hits, it resonates, and you were supposed to hear it. That's all. You know, today I called Connie Joe to have like one conversation. We totally ended up having another. And then it ended with us realizing that we said the same thing yesterday or this week just without ever discussing it. So like sometimes we get lessons delivered to us and messages delivered to us in ways that we just don't expect. Good night, Annika. Okay. So very interesting. Taurus. We have a King of Cups and a Seven of Swords here. Now, the Seven of Swords came out first. I'm going to tell you something really weird, and I should not remember this. I really shouldn't, because I couldn't begin to count. I'm looking at these cards for all of their extra detail. But my first tarot video ever that I was on YouTube doing a tarot video, was for Taurus, and I got this Seven of Swords. And I shouldn't remember that. And, I shouldn't remember what that whole reading was about, but I do. I can tell you what I was wearing, where I was sitting, what time of night it got recorded. You have someone around you, Taurus. This is how I am completely feeling. You have someone around you that has all the right words. There's a mature energy, sure. I don't know what it is about this King of Cups. I like a little less than I usually like the King of Cups. But there's somebody around you that has all the right things to say and always comes in with all the affection and the I love yous and temporarily steps up. Yes, this is my indicator for like cheating, talking to other people, being dishonest. But this also can represent, Taurus, when it's time to collect what's yours and just leave what's not, just to be out of that situation. Now, for some of you, this is the realization, and this is what I mostly feel from my community, if I'm honest. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For quite a bit of you, this is about wanting this person that presented themselves as the answer to all of your boo-boos, to all of your hurts, to all of your affection needs and love, like you're speaking your love language, all of that. And they might profess to be that. There's some things you're not going to get out of them. There's just some things that you're not going to get. There needs to be a more realistic view. Now, if they could also get into that more real, like, okay, so I'm not perfect. That's what's happening here. There is a facade of, and no one's perfect, but you think, well, no one's perfect, but they're perfect for me, right? And just these two things are driving you crazy. So for some of you, be aware that there's, and you'll know who that is. If you're in a happy, fantastic, freaking relationship right now, and you're a Taurus or a second house placement, and I'm saying these cards would indicate that maybe it's time to like count your losses and head. Obviously, if you're in a super thrilling, happy, fulfilling relationship, then that's not what this means for you. That's what it's going to mean for some people. For others, I think that you have to accept that these things are not going to be part of the package, whatever these things are. Yeah, there's almost like a vanity to this King of Cups. You know, I'm going to share something with you. I had a King of Cups partner at one point who also thought they were the King of Cups in every room. They know how to pull out all the romantic stops. And I'm telling you, all the romantic stops, right? And a lot of what I said before, when the wooing, courting, vetting period was taking place, before we were a couple, they listened to a lot of what I said. Very good students. And so a lot of that was, you know, hand delivered, wrapped in pretty little, and my Cancer ate it up yum. But after a while, I realized they weren't listening anymore. That was just the entrapment. It was just, you know, I kid around all the time. There's like dating Joe and, and relationship Joe, and there's dating Jane and relationship Jane. And so, sometimes those are different people, because sometimes the first people you get are the people on the job interview. They're still trying to get the job. This guy got the job and feels like he's gotcha. I got it. The job's mine. Who are they going to give it to? Me. Why? Because I'm the best. Because I know all the things to say. Because watch, I gave her that. Look how she reacted. Right? Like me, I'm the best. I get the job. Who else? Of course, no one else. No one else is as good for this job as me. Right? And so this King of Cups is vibing so heavily, like they have sold themselves to be the answer to all of your problems. And there's more. They're coming with like a Ginsu set of knives or something. This person has sold themselves to be everything you ever needed. And then once they have you, it can turn into, aren't you so lucky? What would you do without me? I used to say so much effort was put in the beginning. It was like they ran out of effort for the rest of the relationship. And how do I say this? I mean, it's my channel. I have no sponsors, but I also don't want to like make anyone uncomfortable. But like they weren't showing up in all the departments anymore. It was just like, I'm here. Aren't you lucky? You know? You get to service me. You get to be mine. You get to be the girl who talks about all the romantic things that I do. But meeting me anywhere in true partnership was not happening. But it took me a while to come off of my like romance haze. That is this. I know I just went like way. I feel like I went out of the reading, but I didn't. This is but wait, there's more. You get all of me. Aren't you lucky? Once they get the job, they feel like the job is over. That there's no partnership. There's no... For quite a few of you, you're gonna have to also hope that they have the ego death that they're going to need so it's fine that there's two swords on the floor. Listen, it's fine. No one person can be everything to another person. It's okay that there's two, but they need to acknowledge there are two swords on the floor. They need to acknowledge that they were not all seven swords. Something's getting left behind. But we're not gonna keep functioning on this idea that, you know, the job is done. Oh my goodness, right? Watch out for those ones. They're usually funny too, which also puts you in a haze. It has to be, yes, love or nothing, of course, but also be meeting somebody intellectually and in compromise in relationships. Take compromise. Let's get you an oracle card, Taurus. Yeah, it's time to reevaluate things. And listen, it's a good time to do it because Jupiter's about to go into, like, Taurus is about to do a, what is that called? The arc is coming. Taurus has had their like origin story, and Taurus is now about to get to shine. You're going to have Jupiter, moving into your sign. It's going to be there for like a year. It's going to be nice. And then the nodes are going to move off of you. I wish I could tell you Uranus was going someplace right now too, but you won't have. Taurus has had the nodal axis for a year and a half and squaring Saturn often. And on top of it, Uranus. Uranus stays in your sign, but all the nodes, all the eclipses aren't going to be so painfully felt. And then Jupiter comes in. Jupiter's probably going to be like, hey, look at me. Just like that King of Cups. But Jupiter is all that in a bag of chips, so we'll allow it. Let's get your, okay. All right. After all that ridiculousness. Unhealed Susie let that relationship go on way longer and ignored red flags. In the beginning, I was in a love bomb coma. Okay, here we go. The sacrament of extreme unction. I love these cards. Your heart knows how to let go so you can find peace. It is time for you to experience spiritual closure. A beautiful new reality is opening for you. Entering it requires for you to release your attachment to the past. You have been inwardly preparing for a powerful rebirth, Taurus. Now it is the time to trust what is meant for you and move toward it with an open, peaceful mind. I'm going to tell you, this, I know this, no one wants to get the Seven of Swords, right? But this Seven of Swords is trying to tell us that there is just things to take in. There's just, realities to consider so that you make the good decisions for you. And when Jupiter comes in, it's going to expand everything. Let me be clear on this. When Jupiter comes in, it's going to expand everything. Make sure that everything that you have in your life, you would want more of. Okay, Tauruses? From me to you. That's a little free advice. When Jupiter comes in, it's going to make everything feel bigger and more expanded. Make sure whatever is going on in your life, you would want more of it. Just saying. Okay. We'll keep these over here for that. Let's go to the next sign, which is Virgo. Ooh, we got off on a tangent there. Virgo, my friends, how are you? We're going to take the herbology deck for that. Virgo or 6th house. Hi, Stacy. Well, the card keeps, there's a card already that keeps trying to fall out for Virgo. How are my Virgos doing? Virgo, 6th house placements. If it fits, you sit. And if it doesn't feel right, just don't try to make it fit. Like a pair of jeans in the back of your closet. I believe by May. I will check that date. Maybe I'll make a little short about Jupiter coming up in Taurus. Still in Virgo. It's still in Virgo. It's still in Aries for a little bit. But once it goes into Taurus, it's going to, it's gonna, you know, retrograde. It doesn't retro at all in Aries. So it's going to retrograde when it gets into Taurus. So it's going to be in there about a year. If you don't have any Virgo placements, but you have 6th house placements, this could be for you. Okay. Let's go. Virgos. Does that want to fall out? Okay. Let's see. Let's get the, Okay. We have the 8 of air and the 3 of air. For, my Lord, for Virgo. So we have a very heavy reading. Virgo placements, 6th house placements tend to be a little hard on themselves. This feels like anxiety that's giving you heartache. That doesn't sound fun, right? That doesn't sound like it's a good message. However, the good news is that when we see the 8 of Swords, we know that those are thoughts that we I don't want to say do to ourselves. It's from our childhood. It's from our insecurities. It's from that need for self-mastery, self-correction. But you also have the power to release yourself from that. It's funny. It's the cards are beautiful. Let me show them. Licorice and echinacea. I find it funny that there's like this stone arch and a gate, and the gate is open. You don't have to stay in the anxiety. You don't have to stay in the heartbreak. You don't have to stay in self-sabotaging thoughts. I talked about it, I believe, in one of the progressed moon videos, that my friend had sent me a thing saying, you know, don't be scared to do what you want to do. Don't be scared that you're not good enough. Don't worry that you haven't learned enough, because there's somebody already out there doing it badly, with lots of confidence and getting paid for it. And I said, this is for my Virgo community, because the ethics and the weight of what if I do it wrong can hold you back. And then there's, you know, there can be a little regret. There can be sadness. There can be FOMO because you really did miss out, because you didn't take the chance, the leap, because you were waiting to get better at something. That quote goes on to say, like, please go ahead happily and do what you want to do, with half the confidence that somebody else is doing it in pure mediocrity. Your ability to release yourself from this kind of stress is also your ability to release yourself from the heartbreak and the heartache. Because what happens when we judge ourselves very harshly, you know, and in all fairness to Virgo and Virgo placements, it's unlikely you did not have a parent, a teacher, an older sibling, some adult that held weight in your life when you were young that taught you how to judge yourself, because they judged you, loved you, but criticism abounding, right? And so we were taught straight out the gate, right in diapers, how to criticize ourselves. We got a master class in it. So, you know, it's not something you want to do. It's not that, you know, it's something you were kind of trained to do. So the good news is that you can release that heartbreak. You can release that stress, because you can unlearn that criticism. the inner peace, the happiness, and truly living in the present, Virgo, doesn't come from the pursuit of perfection. It comes from the peacefulness in what you've just already produced. Just be peaceful about exactly what you produced today. What you're capable of producing now is probably more detailed. Your standards of what you expect, that perfectionism, because you were taught that inner critic so early, is extreme. So find the inner peace, the peacefulness in what you produce, just as it is, just as you are, because that's beautiful. All right, let's get a nice little oracle for Virgo. Let's do Colette Baron Reed. Oracle of... No, the wisdom of the oracle. There we go. Okay. I don't know that I've read this one before. So here we go. Community. Belonging, being, seeing, understood by others, like-minded connections, sense of family, knowing your place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures. And we need to know that we are useful to our families and community. I am laughing because if you have Virgo energy, then there's also this other love language of service for love. We need to feel useful. It's our love language. What can I do for you? Right? How can I help you? How can I perfect that? I've got that. I can do that in my sleep. Right? That's very Virgoian to do. It's a love language. Which is really nice, right? The thing is that look within yourself to make sure that you feel just as lovable if you could not offer to do shit for anyone. Or if you didn't do it perfect. Or if you didn't do, when you promise to do something, you mean it. And you mean like almost as if somebody else did it for them professionally. That's the level that you expect, right? And so make sure that you feel just as lovable if you could not produce a damn thing for anyone. If you didn't have to be of service or couldn't be of service. Check with yourself that you're not participating in any exchange where you would feel less acceptable or lovable if you could not be of service. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are learning in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy and you will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter what your position, your presence is appreciated. Say less, fam. No matter your position, what you can bring to the table, Virgo, your presence is appreciated. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Damn, I gotta stop trying to read those comments while those glasses are on. They are bussing for reading small print, and they are killing my head for others. All right, Capricorn. I feel the need to go in with the double major. This is my tarot deck that has two sides to every story. There's the... If I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, it would not tell me that it was time to take my night-night ashwagandha and magnesium. So just the major arcana and the court cards have two of each card, so that there is double meaning. And I do have the book here in case I get a new one, because I don't use this enough to know them all off the top of my head. Top of my head? Right, off the top of my head. Yeah, no, that's the right expression. Capricorn or 10th house placements. Now watch, we'll get two traditional cards. We did, but they are not. We got two major arcana. They are in their original OG illustration. We have the two luminaries. Capricorn, that's not a small reading. You have the two luminaries here. The moon came out first. It's like the sun is covering the moon. I'm going to tell you, I don't know who this is for, but it's for more than one of you. Beware of ignoring the truth to experience happiness. One does not have to be without the other. You can do both. But the moon card is often associated with there being a truth that needs to come out. What's interesting is we have, you know, like the howling of at the moon, and we have the castle. This is the normal. The moon and the sun are here, but it is the moon card. But we can see the moon does not look happy, as it normally doesn't, and it's a Rider-Waite illustration. It is looking down. It's eclipsing a truth that needs to be illuminated. And then we have this very bright sun. You could also be dealing with Pisces and Leo, Capricorn, which that sounds like a party. I want to be in the room where a Pisces, a Leo, and a Capricorn are having a conversation. I'm sure it happens all the time. But, you know, there is celebration in this sun card. Lots of yellow, lots of happiness. This one, yes, has yellow, but the yellow isn't as bright. There's a lot of emotion. Capricorn, I know you are my creme brulee. I know you are. I say it all the time. Capricorns care. They do. And so make sure you're not shoving down feelings or ignoring feelings or just deciding not to access them in order to experience the happiness that you feel like you cannot both express your feelings and fully feel them in order to have this happiness. That was a very, very, very clear message. You know what I mean by creme brulee, right? Does anyone not know what I mean by creme brulee? Crusty on the outside and warm and gooey on the inside. And that crust on the outside is extremely purposeful because it encapsulates, it protects the warm, gooey inside. But from from the distance, it just looks, hard and crusty. Okay. Let's get an oracle. I think I'm going to pull an Into the Woods card for Capricorn. Surprisingly and flatteringly, when I started doing tarot, Capricorns are pretty pragmatic. I gotta say, most of the Capricorns in my real life are like, I don't really buy that astrology bullshit. They don't subscribe to a lot of this. So I was very, very flattered when my Capricorn community was as big as it was, and actually my Capricorn videos are right up there with my water sign community. So we are going to read from the very sacred. I need my book though. Where's my book? Give me a second, kids. I thought I saw it here before. Here it is, here it is, here it is. I got it. So we're going to do Into the Lonely Woods for Capricorn. And this feels so good in my eyes, I might just leave the light off. Right? You guys just need to hear me anyway. Stop it. You're a Leo, your husband's a Capricorn, and your son's Pisces. What you have there, my friend, is a recipe for a reality show. I am sure of it. I am sure. Just ice cubes. You all know my secrets. Okay. Hello, hello, everyone. All right, so Capricorn. You got an awful nice card. Is this the truth? I'm good. I don't need nobody. I don't need that person. Pfft, they were lucky to have me. I don't miss them. Look at that. Look at that. Can you read that? Capricorn. And everybody, if you want to snuggle in, this is the Into the Lonely Woods reading. If you know, you know. If you're new, this is a little tiny inner child healing when we do this. When reunion comes, it will be blessed and pure and so full of joy that you will not regret the time that you took from each other, the time you have and will have moving forward, so full of love and kindness, of recognition and support, will be yours and will continue all the days of your life. This moment matters. This is love in full bloom. This is the heart song finding its harmonic companion in another. This is life as a tapestry woven of love. You are held, supported, seen, and heard. You will be known again, and this partnership will have more soul substance than any other relationship previously created. This reunion, this union of two renewed souls, gosh, that was yummy. Tenth house placements in Capricorn. That was your card. But for anyone else, if you felt that, then that message was also for you. If you felt it, it was for you. Okay. We're on to air signs. Let me at them. Okay. That is a gorgeous card. It's really sweet. You have Capricorn placements, though. Don't be telling me about your empty 10th house. I know who you are. I had a really lovely review. I have to put up all my new reviews as well. But I had a really lovely review from somebody that said that as much as they like this space and meeting me through this space, that a session was so intimate and so rewarding, and there was so much out of it, and it just completely made my day. But I don't really, if you're new, you're gonna be like, I've heard you talk about it twice. Sometimes I'll go a whole video and forget to say that you can book with me privately, but I just want to say I have 15 minutes, even 15 minutes. But that kind of like warm intimacy and that trust, that little bubble, I definitely go out of my way to try to create that in sessions. That's very nice, Gibbs. It's like that old song about I'd like to buy the world a Coke. Kind of have to be old to remember that song. It was a big Christmas commercial thing too. All right, we are on Gemini. Geminis, how you doing? Mars is out of your fucking placements. Yahoo! For the first time since late August. And Astrologer, who's on TikTok, I love her. She was talking about too, such a brilliant observation about like, not only is it not nice to have Mars on your, and I had Mars on my moon and my Chiron in extended when it was in from June to January in 2020, from June 2020 into July. January 2021, when that Mars went retrograde, it did it on my birthday, on my moon, and I went boop right into the hospital that day. Mars is not a fun transit. Mars can do a lot of fun things, but Mars is not a fun long-term transit. But her brilliant observation was that, Gemini likes to keep things moving. It's mercurial. It likes a fast pace. It's one of the reasons that like Mercury in retrograde is so freaking annoying. It's because it has to slow down past its, and it's going to go into retrograde. I think we go into shadow in like a week. And then it's going to go into retrograde in April in Taurus, which it already, so it, reaching for words might be a problem with this upcoming, but Gemini doesn't really love anything sticking around. It likes variety. So Gemini, that Mars, it's in Cancer. Cancer can handle it. It's their problem now. I say that as it's probably sitting on my sun as we speak. It was this week. It was while all the stuff in Aries was happening on my Aries placement. Mars was like, let me just right on your sun as well. It's good times, good times. Okay. So I'm happy for you, Gemini. Happy that Mars is off your freaking placements. Okay. So this is what we got. We got strength because we have the King of Swords in reverse. All right. Major Arcana. This is not a little thing that's happening for you, Gemini. Gemini Moon, Sun, third house placements. Whatever your Gemini placement is. 3 sets of 75 sit-ups. Lord. I want to take a nap just reading that. Strength. And what's interesting about this strength card is that this is somebody who has trauma bonded. She's not afraid of the lion. She's acclimated almost into being part lion. Right? But that strength is gentle. Gemini, the strength you need right now is to be gentle to yourself, but also gentle to this situation, because it's not a little one. This is a big one. The strength, I think that there could be dread and anxiety, thinking I need so much strength to go into this. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. If we believe that strength that we need is to be forceful and to deal with somebody who's hard to deal with or mean or nasty, right? So like, but this is not requiring you to have the strength to fight a million armies. This is asking you to have the gentle strength to move through this instead of to continue to sit in it. I believe, Gemini, that you may be dealing with somebody beautiful, artful, skilled opponent, but not in their integrity. This is a very skilled, savvy opponent. They'll fight you with one eye and can well. They're also having, while you are strong, they are a little weak right now. They are not in their integrity. They may not have been for a while. But they're a little upside down on themselves. It doesn't have to be a big blow, Gemini. It doesn't have to be, this doesn't have to be love, but it can be. Feels like the way that you win this with this very skilled, seasoned person, opponent, is by removing. The strength is to not battle, but to remove yourself. Let's pull an oracle card for you. I'm going to take the roses for you, Gemini. Also, if you haven't watched the progressed moon videos, they are up in the normal uploads, all nice and edited. The background noise is out and whatnot. Progressed moon 1 on the channel as regular uploads. All right, good, good, good. Yeah. Ooh, Gemini. I have not read for this one. Can we just talk about, this is another gift I have to thank my community for. One of you lovely, lovely sent this to me as a congratulations on my going out on my own. But how beautiful. It has like the vignetted edges. I don't know if you can see that up close. They're so pretty. So well done. Okay. And if you guys have like feedback on however anything is running, my booking system, I appreciate it. And I will change things. I wouldn't have booking systems or payment systems or any of that if it wasn't for all of you. So like if there's something you guys don't like, email me, put it in. I promise you can't hurt my feelings. It's there for you guys. So I want it to be easy. And you know, somebody once said to me, can I use PayPal? And I was like, yeah, it takes all that. And then somebody yesterday in the session was like, no, it does not take PayPal. And I was like, oh, okay, I misunderstood that. I misread it because I was doing 12 things at one time. So like, please give me feedback. I promise I will pay attention. All right. The card that you got, Gemini, is the Outsider, the Duchess of Edinburgh Rose. Going against the flow could be a helpful way to gain additional insights. Often we can break up negative patterns and influences by ceasing to try and work it out. What did I just say? By creating a new path with our own set plans, energies surrounding new ideas, opportunities, and windfalls are present. The outsider does risk loneliness when placed within groups that already have established codes. But they are great disruptors and inventors and often create change for the better and help others to become inspired to do the same. It's asking you to ask yourself, what do you do differently than everyone else around you? It inspires rebellion, change, independence. It's time to no longer engage with those that don't have enough integrity. Because, you know, Gemini, you're smart, and you're clever, and you're witty, and it's easy to win all the little battles. But at what point do you just get exhausted? At what point do you get exhausted? Sometimes it's better to have the gentle strength to no longer engage. Oh, I'm working on getting PayPal set up, Maricela. I just didn't even know it was. I thought it was an option. Dummy. And so I misunderstood. And so I was so happy when somebody was like, hey, you know what? I would like better. We need those people to tell us we have broccoli in our teeth and toilet paper on our shoe and probably don't wear those pants again. And by the way, your system could be set up a little bit more user-friendly. I welcome that. Okay. I will get that. I didn't even know it was a problem. Okay. So we are on to Libras. How are my lovely Libras? Yeah, I appreciate the whole tip box, but the only place to put like a tipping thing is in the beginning. And like, honestly, the word tip means to ensure proper service. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to give me extra money to ensure that I am going to like provide everything that I speak about. And I want them to feel like that's not necessary. I appreciate it. But whenever anybody wants to listen, I do a community fund, and I've been able to like really help people with that. And also it helps subsidize how much time when I do gratis and donated sessions, which I do quite a bit. So yeah, so I appreciate the, you're not the only person who's mentioned it, but I feel a certain way about that being, and no offense to anybody who suggested, I know that was suggested out of love, but to me as a practitioner, it feels slightly unethical because it could convey a message that unless you tip, you may not get as good of a session. And oh my God, I don't ever want somebody to worry, because I'm not looking at people as dollar signs. Ever. That's really important for me to make sure y'all know that. Okay. I do appreciate the love, though. I love that you loved your session so much that you thought, I want a tip. Like, it's the sweetest thing ever. Your ability to turn a phrase in your review was more than enough for me. Okay. Okay. Oh, 3 cards came out. 4 cards came out for Libra. Do I just honor that? Flew out. Eek. Okay. I feel like I have to honor it. Let's... Unless they're terrible, and then we'll put them back. Oh, this is so interesting. Libras. We have the Lovers, the Choice. It came out upside down. We have a Knight of Cups. I often see as like a little love bomber. Don't always love the Knight of Cups. Especially don't like the Light Seers Adam Levine with his freaking picnic. We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords both in reverse. With the 1 Knight of Cups and the Lovers in reverse. I think I was supposed to show you all 4 cards. Mr. Panty Droppin' Love Bomber, or Mrs. Panty Droppin', or just Panty Dropping Love Bomber. I'm adjusting. Queens. I don't love them upside down. If, Libra, there was somebody that made you feel like you had to make a choice, the choice is upside down now. I think the whole point of this card is it's not this person. The other thing is, if anyone, no one, I'm cursing, put your earmuffs on if you don't like it. No one motherfucker on this earth should ever make you feel like you're an option or a choice. And if you felt like this was your person and this was your soulmate or this was your twin flame or this was, they are not. This is not the one person that made you feel like a choice. That gassed you up, spoke your love language, and then tried to juggle on your ass. No. No. I don't care if this is about a job position. I don't care if it's a romance. It's not the only one. This was not the thing. That which misses you was never meant for you. And anything that's meant for you will not miss you. Let this miss because it was not in your best interest. Tell this person to tally-ho their ass someplace else because you don't do juggling schedules. No thank you, next. If it's a friend that tries to pit you against another friend, if it's about a job, if anybody, this is somebody manipulating you to get you into good behavior because, you know, there's another choice. If you don't behave, if you don't people please, if you don't bring the harmony, Libra, they got other choices. Fuck them. Fuck him. This is not your thing. This is not your person. This is not anything to stress over, worry about. You didn't fail in trying to create some kind of harmony. For somebody who is so insecure that they need so many choices, because God forbid 1 second of the day their ego isn't stroked in some way, they feel like they're going to collapse. No. This is not your person. This is not your opportunity. The ship is not getting away, or that's the wrong thing. I'm so fired up right now. I feel like somebody is manipulating that harmonizing, lovely Libra energy. Like, you'll make everything nice because you want them to pick you instead of the other person, and they've low-key let you know that they have other options. Fuck that. All right. Let's give you like a hug oracle now, Libra. We're going to do a black moon. Let's see what we can lean into. You deserve better than that. And let me tell you something. I feel like this is a warm-up. I feel like right now this is the opening act. This kind of like heads up. Because, and I'll tell you why. In July, I want to say it's July 13th, the nodal axis changes. And it's the south node on your sign, Libra. Things are going to come in after that, the following 18 months. People with late degrees, Libra, you'll be hit first. People with, mid degrees, you'll be hit halfway through. And people with early degree Libra, your stuff will be at the end of the 18-month nodal change. When that south node comes onto your placements, it comes onto your placements to see what lessons you've learned and to provoke lessons to be learned. And when we say lessons to be learned, it's not like you're some big screw up that can't get anything right and that's why you need to learn lessons. It's more about things that will propel you to be that higher, best self and the best advocate for you. Libra is so good at being advocate for other people. Be an advocate for you. But that south node's going to want to pull you back. And I am telling you, do not let any one person make you feel like you have to slide backwards or feel like shit or like you're not enough or you have to do more to harmonize. And if somebody tries to make you feel that way, please slide into my emails and I will remind you why you are an incredible, beautiful human. And I will tell you in a very detailed way how you can tell them to go. I have to go pick up those cards now later. I felt the energy of that. Let's find out where in your chart or what energy universe is sending you to support you understanding how incredible and how unique and how singular. No one can be another you, and that's for everyone. No one can be another you. Interesting. I don't even know what I do with my dang glasses. Here they are. Tenth house, the world, the desire. Oh, that's just a quote. Okay. In astrology, the 10th house, which is the top of the zodiac, embodies the masculine principle and represents the father or the primary male influence, or at least a very powerful, influential person. It can also represent, I'm not going to read that because I feel like that's antiquated and that's not where we're at today. That's not where I'm at progressive-wise. Okay. Because the 10th house opposes the 4th house, it can sometimes represent harmony or lack of harmony, or structure of authority in your life. But mostly the 10th house stands for reputation and standing. This is an ambitious card. It's about owning the world and being on top of the world. This is the ultimate card to have when you need to be confident in yourself. Listen. The 10th house is about reputation. Please never worry what it looks like. That somebody chose somebody else over you. That you're the loser in that. You're never the loser. Right? If somebody hurts you, manipulates you, tries to squeeze all that lovely, harmonic, balancing energy out of an incredible Libra, then those two people deserve each other, and you deserve better. But whether that's part of your childhood, whether that is part of your friend group, however that is going on, that reputation, you make your own reputation. How somebody else treats you is their reputation. That's an account of their character. You don't have to take that on. This is the World card. You have more. Harness it now. Okay. We are on Aquarius, and then we were on water signs. Let's see, will that go there without... All right, let's choose the deck of cards for Aquarius. How are my Aquarians? Wow, that's the third time this card has come up tonight. All right. Very Cancerian, which is funny. In conjunct to your sign, I know Aquarius, Cancer. I have to tell you, when I find somebody who has like strong Aquarius and Cancer placements in their chart, I love it. I love it, honestly. And I always think those are warm-hearted yet non-judgmental. Like they make nurturing decisions that that don't come with like attachment as much. It's incredible. They're kind of the perfect balance, in my humble opinion, to each other. It's kind of like where I say Pisces and Capricorn kind of can really balance each other. I actually think Aquarius and Cancer go really nice together. I know that like they don't share a modality and they don't share an element, but I also know couples that have done really, really well. I have two 11th house placements, no major planets, but I have no Aquarius. But I haven't met an Aquarius that I didn't love, and I haven't met an Aquarius moon that I didn't absolutely adore. Okay, so we have the Chariot and the Queen of Cups here. Aquarius, universe is trying to take you. And it may seem like those two, the wild ride that universe is taking you on right now feels like it's contradicting itself. Feels like I can't move forward and move in this direction at the same time. There's a little bit about thinking your feelings, as we see the moon as this person's head. But you have to trust it. You have such great insight. You have such great intuition. Gosh, Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian. Trust where this is taking you, because there's a lot of nurturing and love. And while you can be good a little bit at thinking your feelings as well, like the other air signs sometimes, Libra not as much, but Libra I think feels their feelings. But this may feel awkward. I just get this feeling of like a little awkward, a little uncomfortable. So while I'm saying that I think that Aqua and Cancer together, I really love them. If you are an Aquarius without any Cancer in your life or in your chart, this will feel awkward. It will feel a little awkward, but please, please let it take you where it's going to go. I have such a beautiful feeling about those cards together. And this is the Dream Keeper Tarot, right? Oh, this is the Dream Keeper Tarot, and then that other one was the Mystical Dream Tarot. I got them switched. Okay, now let's get you a card from the High Priestess. Where's the rest of these? Oh. Aquarius and 11th house placements. Wisdom. The goddess Sarasvati holds a musical instrument in two hands and extends her outer arms outward in joy. She stands at the door to the temple, encouraging you to enter a new period of learning and exploration. Yeah, because the Chariot's going to take you there. This card heralds a time of deepening wisdom for you. It may be gained through personal investigation or through other formal courses of study. Don't dismiss the potential for learning. There is profound gratification that comes from this pursuit, whatever the subject may be. I think what's funny is I truly believe with those cards that the profound learning comes through leaning in or letting somebody in that's very in touch, in tune with their emotion and their intuition. But you're going to get taken there, and just please allow yourself to get taken. Hello, beautiful April. I think you have an email from me. And Cole, it's nice to see you. Aquarius. I can feel the uncomfortable, but I promise you it's going to be so beautiful for you. And that learning and that wisdom is leaning into the uncomfortable, and innovation isn't uncomfortable for you. Going forward into the future isn't uncomfortable for you, but the thing that could be uncomfortable is like kind of sitting in the feelings of all of that. But what I see for you and what I feel for you, I absolutely love. Okay, we are on water signs. I'm gonna do I'm gonna take the David Bowie Starman Tarot. Well, it's by David DeAngelis, inspired by the artworks. Cancer or 4th house placements. Thanks, Juan. You keep me on time and reminding me. Okay. Interesting. So, first of all, congratulations, Cancer, because we have the Hangman in reverse, which is one of my universal signs for it's time. And I love that for you. So whatever you've been waiting for, it's time. Now, the other thing we have here is the King of Wands. And I find this interesting. He is upside down. In this card, that's a sexy ass King of Wands. He is very electrified. All right, Cancer, I'm just going to say what I'm getting. It kind of feels specific. Loves the romance. Cancer loves that zazazoo. There is something or someone you've been waiting for a while. For quite a few of you, I feel a separation. I feel like maybe this person that it's time, right? So there could be a reunion here. I find this interesting because Capricorn, which is your sister sign, got the reunion card. And also, you know, all of that Aries energy is squaring both of those placements. When this King of Wands is upside down with the It's Time card, and Cancer can have attachment or expectation history. We're not going to call them issues. History. That they can end up hurting their own feelings, right? We want to make sure we don't put the expectation for this person to come in the way we remember them. If we're saying it's time, if we're saying you're overdue, if we're saying there might have been a separation, if we're saying feels like you've been waiting for this forever, right? We can assume that things had to happen for both people to make this reunion come back so that it would have guts, that it would have legs, right? So if that is the case, the tower moments, the ego deaths, the things that wake us up but also bring us to a place where we're really invested in only what matters, that can change a person. And I think your person might have gone through some change. And I think that Cancer is really good at being somebody's hype person. Tell me if you don't have a Cancer in your life, if they're not good at being your hype person. It's a one-man cheer team, right? So if this is someone who is used to having you as their, you know, their cheer person, their hype man, I gotta tell you, I feel like they're worried about your expectations of them. It's time, right? When you are imagining what it was going to be like, and I believe that you've been imagining that with your beautiful romantic Cancer placements for a while, right? You play it out in your head because your heart is writing that show. Be careful that you don't expect the same pep in this person's step that they had before, because possibly part of what you got before was their trauma response, how they meet the world, their safety net of being charming or funny or sexy or whatever it is. And it doesn't mean that they won't be those things, but they won't be those things at the volume that they had before. Like the volume had to get turned down a little so they could pay attention to other things, to be this person inside, to be ready to meet this moment. And they might not be able to give you the same person that you had prior. But this is better. It's just not the same. And I feel like I'm being told to tell Cancer, like, I know that you love the soul. I know how a Cancer loves. I do. So I know that you love the soul, but the shell doesn't matter as much. You don't care if they look different, right? but don't set up the expectation of what the reunion is going to look like so that that expectation doesn't delay it. But it's a better improved version. It's just not the same. So just let it all unfold however it's going to unfold. Let's take, I feel like half of my oracle cards are gone, but I don't know why I feel that way. Okay, we're going to take a healing mantra card from Matt Kahn. I love this community because, needless to say, one of you has something completely twisted and hilarious to say. Okay. Lee, do I still have you there? Wow. Okay, I'm excited to read this. I'm down with this. Okay, so this person didn't put everything with a number, but you know what they did? They put it in alphabetical order. I'm down with that. Start thinking about dinner, girl. Get hungrier. Hungrier by the moment. Okay. God, stop looking at the screen with these on. Okay, I love this. This is for Cancer. And I think this has to do with this expectation. Because I think when this person is different, you're going to take it personally. Your attachment to how they receive you or how they act, and the attachment to how they used to act might push your buttons, make you feel insecure, and it's the last thing that this connection needs, right? So we're going to have confidence in ourselves. So I think this goes back to a core reason. Okay. Untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Do not put that on another person. That's part of expectation. When neglect is untangled, you are no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance, validation. Instead, you are going in within the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention. In nurturing yourself this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs, simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence within you. God, I love that for Cancer. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little teary-eyed. I think that's possibly the favorite card that I've ever read from that deck, but that's really important because the neglect you received from others, that like lack of enthusiasm that they could meet you with, right? Maybe in the past has been an answer to the call for you to step up and give yourself approval, right? So sometimes others provoke in us what we most need from ourselves. That and they're a little worn for their wear, possibly. Their lack of enthusiasm for how they met you or how they're meeting you now at this moment compared to what you think it should be after all this cannot trigger or provoke that sense of neglect. because we're not putting it on the other person. Just as much as they needed to go through what they needed to go through to be this person for you, to love you properly, we are not going to put it on them to validate your existence. That's not their job. Your job is to make you happy. Their job is to find their happiness. And then it's your job to share it, encourage it, and create an environment where it can grow for each person. Okay. We are on Scorpio. I do know that taking things personal is the Cancerian way. I could teach a masterclass in that because I was the queen of taking everything personal. The 4 agreements helped me so much. I didn't like it at first. I was like, don't tell me how to feel. Because, you know, Cancers can also be stubborn. I'm hearing the Casey and JoJo song. I don't know who that's for. No, waited for someone. Right? Waited done on you. And I thank God that I finally found you. Right? And all my life I prayed for someone like you. That's the line. That seems to be the important line. Prayed, manifested, whatever it is for you. So then don't ask that, like, so once they come in, we're gonna ask them to love us, respect us, meet our needs. But what we're not gonna ask them to do is validate our existence. We celebrate our change, so we have to allow others to change at all. I don't know if that song means something to somebody, or if that's a message. But I used to have the thing up on my Facebook. It's such a Cancer thing to say, and it was like Jodeci, who I believe is half of, like, Casey and JoJo is half of Jodeci. I could be wrong on that, but I think it is. Please school me if I'm wrong. But it's like Jodeci in the desert wearing like leather outfits and sweltering weather, singing some like love song. And it used to say, like, if you can't love me like Jodeci wearing leather outfits in the middle of the desert, I don't want it. And that's how Cancer wants to be loved. God help my partners. I have a Leo Venus too. That is so, like, if you can't love me like Jodeci in the desert wearing a leather outfit, I don't want it. Okay, sorry, I only just cracked myself up there. But that was the song I was hearing. Okay, Scorpio, how you doing? No, if it's not out, it's not out. Okay. I love it. I love it for Scorpio. Scorpio, it's almost done. There's one more eclipse in the Taurus Scorpio axis. It's not as gnarly. And then, you know, after that, it's going to a little bit decompressing. It's going to be a little nicer. Especially when July comes. Okay. So, we got Mr. Steve Harris, King of Scoops himself. Scoops ahoy. Sorry, I nerded out there for a minute on my poor Scorpios. This is a very Scorpionic Steve. This is a very, you know, Scorpio King of Scoops. He's gonna show up. He'll die for you. Steve will. And just when you're like playing off his how charming, wise ass, seeming like, you know, sure, sarcastic, funny, but seeming almost a little disconnected. That deep, I wasn't going to tell you, but I'll just let you know by almost dying for you. That deep connection, that Scorpio. This is Scorpio. This is either you and you feel so deeply in Scorpionic fashion about somebody. And you're not saying it. You would show up for them, but I don't know that you're saying it. You know, because I was having this conversation with Connie Joe this morning. I don't really like it when people pick on Scorpio. I don't really like it when people pick on any sign. I don't really feel like that's professional. But anyway, I will call different signs out on that. I just totally called Cancer out, right? But like, that's different than, I don't like it when people, especially because Scorpio has that hard shell. They're another creme brulee sign. Because Scorpio has some of, maybe it's like my trauma-informed space part that I don't like. When people are really, because they think like, well, Scorpio can take it. Yeah, they've already taken enough. Thank you. They've taken all the hits on the chin. They take it. What do you think that facade is about? Why do you think they walk around either putting off the energy that they're a desk at attention or literally looking like it? It's armor. Right? They're tough. They're sardonic because they had to be, right? And so Scorpio, though, is usually really loyal. And Scorpios are the ones who have really, they usually have some hard kicks early on. Early on, right? So they look like this, but they will jump in front of a train for you. Wheel of Fortune. Look at the lovely little Lego. Lego my ego. It's the waffle card. If you know, you know. But the Wheel of Fortune here is really, 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 really nice for Scorpio. I feel like you're thinking, I'm not going to say the feelings. I'm not going to pretend I get that. Because I know what my life looks like. And it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like I get to have the big love story. It doesn't look like, right? I give somebody everything. And what do? They betray me. So why bother? Now, if they need me, I'll be there. But I'm not going to go. I'll just sit there like this, looking cool as fuck. Keeping my thoughts to myself. Thank you very fucking much. Like, but something's changing. May I remind all of my lovely Scorpios that I fucking love. Jupiter goes into Taurus. It's going to be on the other side of your seesaw for like a year. You get that Jupiter energy too. The eclipses and the nodes out of your sign and Jupiter kind of sitting on the seesaw with you. So I'm not asking you to be unsafe and put all your guts on the table. I'm not asking you to do that yet, Scorpio. But I'm just going to just let you sniff just a little bit of the hope, the idea that there is a change. And I know that you've been seeing that in every card reading, right? Every like Scorpio, this is the one, this is the, I hate that too. You know, I might be a Cancer, but I'm a pragmatic with my Virgo rising, okay? And I'm also a 10th house Cancer, so I get you, I feel you. But there's astrological changes happening to back up what I'm saying. And honestly, if I'm full of shit, that doesn't help either of us. It certainly doesn't help me because you won't trust me. And the one thing that a Scorpio needs to do is trust somebody, right? So I would have no Scorpios in my audience ever if I was completely untrustworthy. But I am telling you, Scorpio, and you can come back for me and you can yell at me and you can cuss me out. I promise I won't even flinch. But that Wheel of Fortune, I love it for you. Even if you can't get comfortable with loving it for you yet, I love it for you. Let's get you an oracle card. What do we want? Ooh, map of the world. That's not what they're called. It's never what they're called, but it's what I call them every time. Try not to knock everything over. Okay, great. Did I just say seesaw? Did I just say seesaw? Okay. Balancing act. Scorpio, 8th house placements. Scorpio placements, 8th house placements. There are times when things seem a bit topsy-turvy and it feels as if you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. I promise you this last year felt like that, if not the last 2 years. Now is the moment to reevaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Harmony over discord and great success is actually yours. You'll find inner stability where you feel you had none prior. And there's a balanced, focused, and level path ahead. Seesaw, balance, Jupiter. Scorpio, do what I tell you and just let it sit for a minute. I'm not making up the placements. I'm not making up the history of what that all looks like, what it's looked like prior. And you get that breath of fresh air. So since you all secretly like to be bossed around just a little, you're not going to do it, but you like it. Just sit with it for a minute. Just for a fucking minute. Okay. I said what I said. We're on to Pisces. Karen, that gorgeous baby with the Scorpio moon opposing Uranus just means that they will know how to roll with the punches emotionally. You'll teach them to say their feelings, ask them how they're doing every day, tell them it doesn't help you to hold back, say exactly, are you mad? Are you sad? You do that. You teach them how to like express that Scorpio moon as much as possible. You will give her all the tools. I have no doubt you will. But that Uranus on the other side just means when everybody else is shaking in their shoes, when the unexpected happen, that little queen, she's going to handle it. All right. Pisces, let's get them a good card. All right, Pisces, you've got strength. This strength card, very, very different than Gemini's strength card. Both mutable. Accident? I think not. By the way, I think that after Pisces, I'm going to give away a reading and a report. I'll give away two things. I'll give away a solar turn report, and I will give away a 15-minute reading. Because I think that I don't feel like I am in a proper place to like read for all of you. And I don't want to be half-assed and do that. But this, so hold tight, even if you're not a Pisces, because I'm going to give away stuff. So this is a different kind of strength. She doesn't have her hand in a slap. She has her finger up. And another thing, here's another thing. This is feeding your inner strength. Let me tell you 6 more reasons why you're incredible. Don't take shit from anybody. This is the Tarot of the 78 Doors. This is protection. This is strength and protection. It came with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. For some reason, you're feeling, you're protecting something. There is a need for this strength, for this guardedness, yet encouragement for something else or someone else. I don't know that you're giving it to yourself. You're not feeling as abundant and as in charge, Pisces, as you would like to, or as you normally do, depending on where your other placements are, right? This is also great for 12th house placements. There is something that you can be so fierce and protective for, but then for yourself, you're not feeling like you have everything you need, but you'll give whatever's left. And that, you know, there's that thing about, there are people, I'm just going to say it the way I want to say it. There are people who could walk by, who have lots of money, walk by somebody who is in need or asking for assistance. Then there are people who have had nothing and will give them everything in their pocket, even though that leaves them with nothing. That's very Piscean. Pisces energy is that treat your fellow neighbor with unconditional love and no judgment. Regardless if they live how you live, regardless if you approve how they live, regardless of how they got to the place where they're in need, help them. Without judging them, making them feel bad. And it comes out of empathy. It comes out of walking the walk. And so that's beautiful. But what I want to say is, where do we bump up against the line between how we come through for others and how we internally come through for ourselves, Pisces? I'm going to do something unprecedented. The thing that I just said. And I'm going to read twice from I'm feeling another Into the Lonely Woods for Pisces. How do you show up for others out of empathy and without judgment that you are not showing up for yourself? What I'm feeling, hearing is that, like, you don't need to have faith for that other person struggling. It's not even about having faith in them, what they'll do with that help, what they'll do with that money, what they'll do with that hand helping them. You're not even invested in whether they use the help in a sound way in a pragmatic way, in a healthy way, you're just going to give them the help. But you do judge yourself. All right, we need a beautiful card for our beautiful Pisces and our 12th house placements. I'm not sure if I've read for this one before. You know, in the beginning of this book, they tell you how you can do a whole reading with just these cards. They show you like a layout. Kind of want to do that. Pisces, 12th house placements, and for anyone that feels anything while I read this. A time for healing. At times, amidst the travails of the world, we find ourselves keening for the soft touch of a healer, of one who knows the right way to bring back to life the dimming light within our souls. The healer's touch may feel far from you, but if you take a moment and allow the ancient ones to come to you, you will feel a tender hand upon your brow, offering you the energy of the universe. Allow yourself to be restored by this ancient form of blessing and healing. Even if human hands are far away right now, imagine. Close those weary eyes, know the ancient ones are with you, and let them reweave the fibers of light that make you into a being of radiance you so truly are. I think that was the perfect card for Pisces. All right. Well, I hope you will like and share and all that good stuff. I'm going to give away things. If everybody could take a second. Hi, Danny. If everyone could take a second and just like it, or just press the little share button, press copy link. You actually don't have to do anything else past that point, but YouTube reads shares like a lot. Or play it in the background on silent. I cannot, when I'm trying to get timestamps, I cannot listen to myself. So I have to like turn it down. But any kind of views, I tease my guy friends, put it on, put it in your pocket, turn me on silent, put it in your pocket and just let it run. Forget about it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything, or I said something and you feel like you didn't hear me or anything like that, you can contact me. You can go to my website and go bloop, right down to the bottom is a contact. You don't even have to look at all the other stuff. But that's also where you can find like what I'm doing this week. I have to change it tonight. I have a lot to do tonight. So instead of doing the free yes or no's, I'm going to give away a solar return report. And I'm gonna give away a 15-minute reading. And I can give away also either a bi-wheel. I think most people in here have their natal chart. But I can do some kind of chart, either a bi-wheel. You can pick whatever kind of actual wheel The report's going to be a report. But whether it's a bi-wheel or whatever, I will give away the 3 things. What the hell? Happy, tomorrow's April Fool's Day. So tonight you have to believe what I'm saying, right? And happy, like, all those ingresses are over, and happy Mars out of Gemini. Let's give away shit. Okay. Because I can. All right. Let me think of how I want to do this. Should we just do it the old way? Right? Okay, I'm going to hold something. Oh, if I pick that up, you'll see it. I'm going to hold something. Let's see if I can get this. I think I did. All right. So I'm going to, don't start saying colors yet because I need to be able to like concentrate, focus in. I'm not holding anything yet. So wait to guess until, I'm holding it and centered in on it. So I want you guys to, this is also a great intuitive exercise. So I want you guys to try to like ask your guides to connect with my guides. And I'm going to literally think about, feel about the color of what I'm holding, the first person. And if you've had a reading with me really recently, I would ask that this community be somebody who has not had a win in a while. Okay, you guys can guess. I'm watching. This is for the solar return report, by the way. Zach. Let me make sure no one said it before. Gibbs, I love you. I'm not counting your Roy G. Biv. Zach. Now listen, that's what it is on my computer. If your computer is like off or the timing is off or you went back and watched something, but I promised you that I just checked 3 times and that Zach was the first person. I have dragon's blood. It is indeed very red. And I was like thinking red and feeling red. Okay. I have so many things that are multicolored, so I'm trying not to pick them. Problem is there's so much stuff, so I'm trying not to like pick anything up over. Okay, I think I did a good job. All right, so Zach, you can go to my website and go to the bottom to contact me, and then just give me your birth info and I will send you a really cool solar return report. And that is going to tell you, I'm still going to give away 2 things, guys. So 2 more things. So don't go anywhere. And that's going to tell you like how, if you're very close to an upcoming birthday, then I'll give you for 2023. But if you're only like halfway through, we can figure it out. But it's the chart of like what this year's main themes will be for you based on your solar return, which is going to look different than your birth chart. You will be a different rising. Things will be in different houses. The only thing that will probably be the same is your sun and the degree of your sun. Everything else will look different because it's just thematic of this year for you. Okay. Figured I should explain that. Okay, so now let's give away let's give away the reading. You just had your birthday? Perfect. Yes, you can just go right onto my website and scroll down to the contact and be like Kermit on the typewriter and send it off. Also, anything that you win tonight, I will be in contact with you or answer your email back by Sunday. In general, once Friday night hits, like tomorrow, I think I have 3 or 4 things besides the podcast, and I have to do a whole bunch of stuff tonight. So you'll hear from me like Sunday, Monday. If you send me just like a hey, what's up email, probably won't hear from me from Monday. I won't be ignoring you. I'll just be insanely busy because I work weekends. So it's the busiest time for me, really. Okay, so I am holding another thing. Ask for your guides to connect with me, and I'm gonna think about the color I am holding, and you guys can start guessing. This is for a 15-minute reading, which you can always upgrade if you want, but the 15 minutes is completely free. All right. Okay, go ahead and guess. I'm looking at the answers. What's funny is you guys are connecting because I almost picked up something pink and I almost picked up something, I almost picked up something clear. Somebody said it, but I have to double check because I almost said one person and I realized it's somebody else. Okay, hold on. Chally Smiles. It's black. It's my little mini speaker. Chally Smiles, come on down. Nobody knows what the fuck that means because I'm old. My other late 40s, maybe? But my other peoples in their 50s might know what that's from. Okay, so we have one more thing to give away. Okay. I'm going to wait for everybody to catch up because some people are still guessing. Okay. So the last thing I want to give away is like, listen, it's just a chart. You did. You said black after Danny, but I will screenshot it. I've gone through this before. If I can only go off of my YouTube, and I promise you I checked like 3 times because we've gone through this before, but Chally was the first one who said black in that list. Yes, Monique, the price is right. You're not exempt. It's just that somebody else guessed before you. I'll screenshot it because so what happens is if you guys have gone back or it's not completely caught up, it's going to look like you guessed before them, but I will just take a screenshot for the black one and put it up on the community page. Yeah, they did. So, and I just triple checked. So I'll put a screenshot up because I'm always really fair to everybody. And so you guys can see what I'm seeing, and I can't possibly go what's on other people's computers. Okay. So now the last thing is it's whatever the chart is that you want. If you want a bi-wheel of you and your partner, yeah, I totally get that it looks like that on yours, but that's not how it is on mine. Again, I'm just going to screenshot it and put it up because the black one. So make sure before we do the last one that everybody like make sure you're completely caught up. It's just internet. It's stalling things on the internet. But I promise you I double checked because I did think it was you. When I said I almost said somebody else, I checked and I went back up. So I've literally looked like four times. Sometimes it just looks different. I apologize for the inconvenience of the internet being not the same where everybody's at. Okay, so I'm gonna hold one more thing, and That's going to be for a chart. Now, I don't care what kind of chart you want. If you want a progress chart, if you want a natal chart, if you want a solar return chart, if you want a composite chart, I will not care. But whatever kind of chart you want, I'm just going to send you whatever kind of chart you want. So, it's all right. There's no need to have, because I doubt anybody's trying to like argue with me or make any issues. It's just really confusing because it shows up different on people's screens, different. But because of that, I promise you, I triple check. And whenever I've been wrong and somebody else, I just gave it to both people, and I would do that in a heartbeat. One more to go. So the charts, and a composite chart is really cool because it shows you can take two people's charts and put them together and make a chart of the relationship. Very, very interesting. But we can do, we're a progress chart so that you can follow along with the videos. We just did part 1 and part 2, and there's still a part 3 to come for the progressed moon. So, and just a reminder, on Sunday, I'm doing free mini reads, and Connie Jo may join me. That'll be at 1:30 on this Sunday. Okay. Are we all ready? All right. One more time. I am holding something. It's a color. And you can all, I'm thinking of other things that are that color. I'm marinating in that energy. All right, Danny, it's blue. I hope it doesn't look green here. It's blue. Look, my nails are green. You can see the difference. Okay. It's blue. So Danny was the first one to say it. That time it was, Danny. Cassie, you also said blue, so I'm just going to take the first two because on my screen, those are really close together. So Danny and Cassie, you guys can email me. I'm happy to send you whatever kind of chart that makes your heart happy. Guys, thanks for spending Friday night for me. I love our Friday night hangout. And Cassie can also get a chart. I hope you all had. Okay, great. So I'll send you the chart, and then you can watch the progressed 1 and 2 series that Connie Jo and I made. They're in my uploads on my regular page. And that was the Cassie. That one has like the little, I want to say it's like a lion. It's Cassie with a K. Okay, I love you. Now you love you. And I will hear from some of you soon. And I will work on getting PayPal. Going. But if you have any questions about readings or anything, and not all of my reviews, I have like 10 or 12 more reviews. There's like 111 reviews. I took the stars away because I felt like I was in a restaurant, but to be honest, they were all 5-star reviews, all 110. I didn't hold any back. But if you have any questions about whether you feel like a reading is right for you, my thing is, don't listen to what I have to say. Listen to what other people have to say. Go read the reviews. That's on my website too. Just be good to yourselves. I love you guys, and I will hopefully see you all Sunday, 1:30. All right, bye. Yeah, I just thought it was hooked up and I gotta hook it up. My bad. And I like to be called out on that stuff. So if you guys have anything else that you would rather see the system working like, please, you cannot upset me. I want to hear about it. All right. Bye-bye.